to grow. She took my hand, we made.
What is up, you guys? It is K-Swan with Road Rash Off-Road. You guys, we just spent most of the day today getting ready for a beautiful weekend up here in Waterloo, South Carolina. Yes, we are going after that next badge of honor. We are here at Gulches. Now, as you know, part of our challenge in this year is to acquire as many Jeep Badge of Honor badges as we can get. This one is the next on the list. So Gulches is listed as a 2-9 on the Jeep Badge of Honor. They have trails that are super easy, but then they also have some that are really challenging. So we are here at Gulches just to meet up with some friends and spend all weekend riding and getting our Jeep Badge of Honor. Come along with us. All right, so I just checked in at the gate. It's about 50 bucks, I guess, for the weekend pass. I think that's all right. I'm headed over to the campsite. I believe the rest of the crew is camping at campsite 8. So the minute you pull into the park and you pay, I mean, you're immediately off-road, which is totally cool. So we just pulled up here at the campsite at Gulches. The rest of the crew is already here. They got here earlier today, set everything up. We're gonna go introduce ourselves and just kind of see who all is here. What's happening?
We made it just in time. Get your hamburger.
Made it just in time? Oh, yeah.
They still warm.
A hamburger and a cold one. That's what I needed right now.
Literally, just pulled them off the stove. What's happening?
How are you guys doing?
Good, man. Dandy.
Dandy.
Well, yes.
That's the only reason I didn't come to the ladies event. Because I thought it was adults only.
Because it was adults only?
That's what I heard until you went live and I saw a bunch
Like I
of kids.
said, I saw several kids.
I don't know if you noticed or not. They told me this one got straight off on my trailer. I had the bed of my truck was flat full of shit. And I loaded it in the Jeep.
So if that's not some great hospitality, you drive 3.5, 4 hours to get here, and the minute you pull up, dinner's ready. I love my crew. So I'm just walking around the campsite right now trying to find the most flat, level part where I can post up my Jeep and I can sleep. But look at our campsite. I mean, I think I'm going to be kind of out of luck trying to find anything that's flat and level. So when you're a bit unlevel, the only thing to do is really shove some things underneath the wheels, see if you can level it out a little bit better. See if we can find some rocks or some really big stumps. So
He's got boards.
oh,
These are just in case your stuff doesn't roll off. I'm going to use these. That's literally why I got them.
That's the one you got up. Sweet tea on It's a girl.
I finally got the Jeep level pretty much. Left and right is perfectly level. It's at 0. Front to back, it's about 2 degrees off, a little bit lower, about 2 degrees lower in the back, but I think that's going to be fine for me. We're going to go ahead and set up my windows, get the bed all ready, so that tonight when it's time to go to bed, I can just crawl right in. But first things first, I need a cold one. So I bought these Truly hard seltzers. It's only about 5% alcohol, but whatever. But there's these really sweet flavors, freshly squeezed fruit with pineapple, mangoes. I'm gonna try these this weekend. The great thing is it only has 1% sugar in it, which means no headaches in the morning. That's awesome. Oh yeah, that's gonna work just fine. There we go. It was super simple to set up, especially when you just have a sleeping bag and a mat. More time to drink. Let's go be social.
Because in order for the suspension to work, they work off each other. So if you literally made one of those small trailers with 2 axles, you would notice the flex now. One axle would flex.
So we spent some good time tonight just around the fire, meeting some new Jeepers, hanging out, having some dinner. But now I'm kind of tucked away in my Jeep, got my air conditioning going, and you know one of my favorite things to do is to put on a movie on the iPad and just kind of relax for a little bit. Tonight, I'm watching The Greatest Showman. I love that movie. Well, we caught a little bit of rain this morning. It was just ever so slightly just sprinkling, which was really nice because it was a nice little sound just on top of the Jeep. It was just ting, 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 ting. So it sounded really kind of refreshing.
Very different than us.
Morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good, man.
Would you like some coffee?
I would love some coffee.
I think it's
Already here.
ready to go, man.
Awesome.
Here you are. Should still not be nice and toasty.
Oh, that's good. Thank you very much.
Yep.
I can't do with coffee with grounds in it, so.
Brock is the German version.
And that's why I say I don't know.
I tell you what, if you do that, put both pieces back in the water, will you end up with 2? Oh, what a great idea. Let's cut it in half. One will be
Well, that was a good start to a good morning. Some awesome coffee, just hanging out. I'm gonna go ahead and air down my tires and disconnect my sway bars. It's still raining. It's starting to come down a little bit more, which is gonna make it really gunky today, but that just means I'm gonna have to spend extra time next week cleaning it up. You know I don't like playing in the mud. So I use this Rhino USA tire deflator kit. I really like it. It's pretty quick. They have these little bitty stems. There's 4 of them, so I can stick them all on the tires at the same time. Now I have these set to right around, I want to say 15 psi. So it should just knock down my tires all the way down to 15 psi all the way around. right, we're gonna head out and do a little exploring and see what Gulches has to offer. Kind of excited. That was a little sketchy, especially for a Jeep who doesn't have lockers. This guy, a little bit extra foot on the pedal, full send kind of thing, and just hope that your tires grip. Justin just on his side, just chilling. The Ibex Jeep decided he wanted to take a nap, just lay over. He might.
Look at that thing go, man.
This is sketch. I'm sliding into the hill. I do not want to end up on that hill. Oh. trail called Tornado Alley. And like I said before, since it's been raining all day, these blue trails are almost like black now. Everything is so slick and muddy. We're about to end up in a little crevice right here. All right, now it's my turn. See if we can do this without eating this tree. I am at like a 35-degree angle right now, and I'm about to drop off that tire hump right there. Just to give you some context, this is like level right now. I hate mud. So we spent the first half of the morning right after breakfast just exploring and doing some really cool adventurous type trails. We came back to camp just real quick just to grab some lunch and some sandwiches and kind of take a break for a moment. And then we're going to jump back in and we're going to hit the other side of Gulches. Kind of worries me a little bit because I saw a lot of the signs for the obstacles and they were the skull and crossbones, and then some of them even had the skull and crossbones upside down. So we really like this park, Gulches. I wish it was closer to home. I think I'd probably come and visit it a lot more often. It's got everything from super challenging level 9 kind of stuff to just some roaming around, exploring. But even the roaming around exploring kind of stuff is quite challenging for some stock Jeeps. Melissa, what do you eat for lunch? What you guys eating for lunch?
I heard somebody that said they sponsor.
He's eating a salad.
Salad.
Never heard anybody ever say they give
The healthy one. Nothing wrong with that.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Nothing wrong with that. We just finished up lunch. I'm jumping in the Jeep with David and the Grinch just so I can film a little bit. And we're just going to explore the other side of the trail.
I've been pacing
till we're finally free. I'm ready for you if you're ready for me. Yeah. Are you ready to breathe? Are you ready? There's only one step till we're finally free. I'm ready for you if you're ready for me. Are you ready to breathe? Are you ready?
That's campsite 5.
Not after you go past Twisted Intention.
Yeah, I think I'd like to go back and try some of those. Alright, we've got a Jeep coming in. We'll make room before we get past. Just a little lift that I thought was kind of cool. I'm gonna play for a minute to know you, man. Stay by. I'm gonna play for just a minute. Stay right here. Don't matter. You done that. Nobody does my hair pretty easy. Don't matter. I think David went up and found a home hunting. So I can play right here for a minute. Stay on and twist her and go across the top of those.
just broke her driver's side axle. Eeks. But Justin can get you home, no problem.
That's all that matters.
Just don't watch him what he's going to do to your Jeep to get you home.
All you gotta do is just take that huge apart.
Just trust it. Just trust the process.
Literally, you can just,
I know he knows what he's
just
doing.
take the hub off and pull the axle out.
Take like a sock and a plastic
Put
bag.
the hub back on.
Okay.
Sounds terrible.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. Just take your time.
The walk of shame.
All of a sudden you're out like this.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Somebody heated a couple of springtime last year, and that's why I got up open for the Okay. I already had the one thing hit on it. Yeah. Part is,
So we're moving on, 2 down. Melissa unfortunately broke her front axle. We're going to be able to get her patched back up and at least be able to drive it home. And then the other guy, something's happening with his steering that it's just tight. It's just not moving any fluid inside there. So it's almost like driving with the non-power steering the entire ride. So he'll be able to drive home, but he's going to have to look at his gearbox. We're moving on to the next trail, and I'm kind of glad that I left my Jeep back at camp and kind of hitched a ride, because I kind of need my Jeep on the way home. Let's catch these guys coming down the hill. Put that Rubicon to work. Jacob said he went ham, ended up hitting, breaking his front drive shaft, and then both of his front springs popped out, punctured a hole in his battery. Wow. Ibex, look, here comes Ibex. The smallest tow truck I've ever seen. So they took David's Jeep, anchored it to the front of the XJ so it won't roll back. And they're going to take the high lift jack, jack up the front, and then stick the springs back in. And then once they do that, they'll be able to tow him out from the front. It's about to pop out.
Yeah, no, I don't know where it's going to go once it goes out.
You hear that?
Oh man, it's so close. Got it in? Nice. Sweet.
What's happening in there? Rolling back in. We're going back to my truck, and I'll get your take my truck back and get your Jeep, and I need to get something off the car. This is pretty fresh, right?
Yeah.
What we're gonna do is, whenever when we get my Jeep up here, we're gonna get you down and over this hump right here, where you gotta hold the brakes to keep from rolling downhill, and then I'm gonna get my Jeep down the hill, hook David back to you, and let him ease you down this hill, but you're gonna be backing down this hill.
Well, he's got brakes, doesn't he?
Yeah, I got brakes.
Yeah, you got brakes, but I still want you hooked to it.
Okay.
Because it gets steep right there. And without the engine running, the brakes ain't near as good.
You're right.
We're gonna go down all the way across that mud hole, and then you should be able to steer it enough left to come right beside TNT to get all the way down back there.
Keep it tight, I'll let you down. Just steer. If you need me to stop, tell me. You got the dive up there?
Go past it. There you go. Come on.
So after a good 2.5 hours, we finally got Jacob off of the obstacle. Basically, one of the springs was able to go in. The other spring we could not get in at all. So we had to shove a giant rock in place of the spring just to be able to pull him out. Once we pulled him up the obstacle, the easiest way to get him to a flat land where he can get his trailer in there was to pull him back down an easier obstacle. But in order to do that, we had to tie the XJ to the front of a Jeep and have the Jeep just roll him down. Once he got down to the bottom, we had to take Justin's Jeep and pull him back up another hill. Now he's here on this flat land, and they are pulling his trailer and his truck around so that we can load it all up, and then he will be off and probably home just to fix his rig. Every time I go anywhere with Justin and the Ibex Jeep, I end up learning so much because this dude is just a wealth of knowledge. I always kind of make the joke that he can fix anything with some duct tape and some zip ties, and we actually used zip ties during this part, but I've never actually seen him take a giant boulder and stick it in there in place of a shock or a spring. That's a first for me. Yeah, I was happy about that. That's probably what we hear all the tire squeaks. That's where you hear the tire screams.
Are you? I won't be able, I'm kind of saving my last little bit of PTO for trying to get back to Connecticut for a week at 4th of July to see my family. So I'm kind of like trying to save my PTO without like taking a Friday and going, you know, taking a Friday off and then like say linking up with you and then we roll. Let me think about it because I'm a big bum. Showing up and
All right, David, I'm coming in to look.
They're cooking slowly but surely.
At the juice. Can you guys smell that in the video? Holy cow.
These are some thick
It's
ones.
probably a good thing you can't smell it. Here, what are you cooking?
He got a couple steaks.
That looks good too.
Yep, and they were always under attack. They always got attacked while they were trying to do stuff.
That's
You know,
my
and
dad
Agent
said
Orange was bad. They were using that stuff and they were handling it, and you know, it's like literally the mortality rate over there was 60%.
That's unreal. Yeah, he,
Good morning. It's really cold this morning. It's probably low 40s. I've been really, really lazy, just laying in my sleeping bag. Every time I would say, I'm going to get up now, and I'd pull my head outside of my sleeping bag, I'd go, nope, and I put my head back in. It's just too cold to get up. So I just laid there being lazy all morning, sleeping bag over my head, just staring at the top of the sleeping bag. It was a big blue wall in there. We're not doing a whole lot this morning. We may go out and kind of venture around and explore some of the trails that we didn't get to do. But the park is not really that big. It's about 80 acres, so we pretty much saw everything yesterday. We're just going to take it easy this morning, grab some coffee, some breakfast, and pack up the rigs and just chill for a little bit. We've got about a 4-hour drive home. So yeah, before we leave, we'll probably go out to the main entrance up there. They've got a little hose off place. We'll wash off our tires so that we can hit the highway and not be lugging all this stuff home. Let's go see who's awake. Morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
The reality show is here.
Reality show.
You want some coffee?
Yes, sir, please.
Because just about enough in there for you.
Reality is you need coffee.
That's right. Oh, yeah, that's good. Thank you, David.
You're welcome.
Lily, are you the cook in the house?
A lot of times, yes, Kevin, I'm going to say. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got some, her French toast is one of her amazing recipes. She has
Yeah?
a couple secret ingredients.
All right.
She won't tell me. And they're not on the table. They're not even on the table, so I can guess.
Then I am totally down to try some award-winning French toast.
I'm going to give away one of her secrets, though. This is the syrup, she swears.
Hungry Jack?
The butter.
The butter.
Butter syrup.
Okay, gotcha.
So, just a little,
Just a little
for
thing.
everybody out there.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks good. Thank you.
Give you a couple more.
Oh, no, we'll save some for other people.
No one else is
You
eating
see
but
all
the three
this?
of us.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just us, man.
I'll play clean up, please.
So do you just squirt this all over the top of it?
Yep, flip open the syrup and then yeah, and indulge. You might want to put, I don't know, I mean, some people like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like a lot of syrup, so.
I like syrup on my sausage, so it's
Oh.
to each their own, I guess.
My goodness,
Most of our sponsors discounts are, that make like, if you're a paid member, whether it's 10%, something like that.
Excellent, thank you.
Connected. And they would go
Lily,
through
that was some really good
water,
French
salt
toast.
water. There's like a, what do they
You
call
liked
it?
it?
It was really good.
Line or
Good.
something.
I'm glad you
You
liked
go
it.
from fresh water into salt water, and there's like a weird, like a
Like a
fuzzy
line almost,
line that
yeah.
they pass through, and it's clear on
See
either
that,
side, but where they don't want to mix, there's like this weird hazy barrier. It looks almost like a force field or something in the water, but there's stalactites and stalagmites, which meant that all of this stuff was above water at some point in time. And they were finding like skeletons of like prehistoric.
We just been chilling most of the day, just relaxing, but now we're packing everything up. We're gonna have to go up to the top and actually do a little bit of work on Melissa's Jeep. She broke her front axle, but we'll be able to kind of patch her up just real quick, at least do a quick little 2-hour patch job on it so she can get 6 hours home to Florida. That's gonna be quite interesting, but we're packing everything up now. We're gonna head up to the front of the site and see if we can do a little patchwork on our Jeep. So we're back up here at the front, and we're gonna air up the tires, reconnect our sway bars, but our main agenda right now is to get Melissa's Jeep temporarily fixed and back on the road so that she can make it back to Florida. So I've said it before, every time I go out with Justin Kemp, I always learn something, and he's about to teach me something crazy. She broke her front axle, and he's gonna teach us how to fix it on a trail to get her back 6 hours to Florida. That's gonna be kind of interesting. What you got going over here, Justin?
Taking this, pulling this axle so I can get them home.
Look at that, leaving some goose in there.
Maybe it's right here. Well, I mean, you got it now.
There's your new paperweight.
Sort the stamp off too, so a lot of times you'd have one side of the U-joint would be demolished and destroyed. So sometimes you just take out the U-joint, you know? Just take that centerpiece out and then the gears would just spin. They would chase here.
Well, the main reason for this is the seal for that axle right here.
Yeah.
Right next to the pumpkin, and that's what keeps the fluid from coming out into the axle tube. But without that axle in there, there's nothing in there to keep the fluid from coming out. When you take a turn, that fluid's gonna slosh.
Yeah.
The whole wheel tire come off of it. And the truck was right here, and the car was coming up behind him and going past him, and the tire come off, and whenever it come off, the car didn't have time to move. It just hit that tire and launched it.
I mean, it literally launched it into space. I mean, the car came off the ground 10 feet. I mean, the whole car was like, it was like the Dukes of Hazzard, man.
Her sister and husband, or his sister.
Yeah, I mean, stuff come off the trailers all the time. I watch them. Yeah, you don't know. They don't know.
Most of them don't care. Most of them just don't care.
So up here at the entrance, Gulches has this, what they call the creepy cabin up here, and it's just open to the public. It's got a small little kitchen, microwave, a little place that you can actually take shelter if it starts raining really bad. You can come stay up here, but it's also where you need to go when you need to do some business. You just probably want to make it quick because it is a creepy cabin, for sure. Well, guys, that's it. We came up here for the weekend, got to hang out with some really, really cool new Jeepers. Weather was awesome. Awesome steaks last night. Thank you very much, David, for that. And we were able to obtain our next Jeep Badge of Honor here at Gulches. Now, Gulches has something for everybody. They've got easy trails. You can go around any of the big obstacles, but then they've got the really serious obstacles that if you're feeling kind of fishy, go ahead and give it a try. I wasn't willing to do that. We had 3 rigs of ours that actually had some carnage this weekend, broken front axles, gearboxes that went out. And then with Jacob, you saw him go ham when he went down on that pedal and his springs literally shot out of the front, broke his front axle, pierced his battery. That dude went hard. All in all, we had a great time. We got that Jeep Badge of Honor here at Gulches. If you guys are interested in coming here, it's an awesome park. It's about $50 to ride the park, but you can stay and camp all weekend and it makes for an awesome, awesome weekend. Like and subscribe to Road Rash Off-Road because we are always coming out with new overlanding content, and we are on a challenge to get those Jeep Badge of Honor. Look, I've got a little friend that's coming over. You coming over to see me? I guess it's the farm cat. Come here. Like and subscribe to Road Rash Off-Road because we're always planning our next overlanding trip, and we're always on that mission to get our next Jeep Badge of Honor, and we are going to film the content so you know what to expect whenever you get out here to Gulches or any other Jeep Badge of Honor trails. See you on the next one.